Well, you think with the new vaccine that everyone would feel more relaxed, and there'd be uh, less stress in regards to what's going on in the world. But in reality, what's happening is almost like we're creating now different camps. The ones that are vaccinated, the ones that and they are afraid of ones that are not vaccinated, and the ones that are not vaccinated are afraid of the ones that are vaccinated, because according to even the manufacturer's information, an individual that is vaccinated, they will be transferring. I mean, they will be sloughing off whatever it is that they're getting vaccinated with. From my point of view, it's some kind of genetic material that's being injected in to manipulate your genome, to spit out these spike proteins. That's a couple of the manufacturers that do that, and then you have a couple of manufacturers that do just inject you with the spike proteins directly, and they're kind of covered in a liposomal package, so the immune system can't break him down, or the body can't break him down, and the impact that has on the body. So there's been a lot of adverse reactions that have come about, from people being vaccinated, all the way up to the point of death. So that is causing a lot of concern among people, and they're wanting to see what can we do to support ourselves. So the best thing that I see is always support your body's ability to fight off inflammation, and then also support the immune system. And here's just few tools that we are using here that seems to be really powerful and helpful, and we use them in our own family, and it's been very beneficial. One of the tools here is a laser watch. And so turn this on, and you see here, it's actually kind of laser here in the background. And so you just apply that onto your wrist, and as the blood is then passing by under the watch, it's being treated then by this laser that's penetrating the skin and impacting the blood. And light is known to kill off pathogens. And you can then potentiate that with what's called a different photosensitizer. One photosensitizer here is a methylene blue. So it's just it's from a compounding pharmacy. And so you do need a prescription for it. And as you ingest it, it is absorbed then into the bloodstream quite easily. And after about 30-40 minutes, you put this watch on, and it will then, the photosensitizer will draw the light into itself, and then help to support the body, kill off viruses, and also then go after things like spike proteins, and just kind of support the body to clear all that junk out. And so here you can do it. Let's say you're concerned of a certain area. Here you have then an ointment, with DMSO, riboflavin, and methylene blue. And you can apply that over certain area that you have inflammation. You can apply the watch over there, just kind of hold it, and kind of treat that with laser. Another tool that we use are these peptides. Thymosin alpha-1 has been fantastic to support the immune system and kind of modulate it so it doesn't overreact. One of the issues with when you do any kind of vaccine is that the immune system becomes hyper-focused on that pathogen, which means that there's less focus on anything else. So if you have underlying infections, like some of us are dealing with Lyme disease, or parasites, or fungus, or herpes type of virus, whatever type of infection it may be, it's kind of like you're removing then the police force away from controlling those different infectious agents, and now it's just hyper focusing on this spike protein, for instance, with this vaccine, and so then it leaves you more prone then to develop infections in these other areas. So then to kind of heighten the activity of the police force, or I wouldn't say heighten, because then you're concerned about like autoimmune conditions, but make it stronger and then be able to modulate better. Something that a lot of my colleagues use is then these peptide, thymosin alpha-1. It must be extremely effective, because we're now getting our last batch of thymosin alpha-1 because FDA is taking it off the market. And a peptide, all it is literally just a sequence of amino acids, it's like proteins are amino acids, and it just helps to support the body. It's a signaling molecule and just support the body in its own function. So these are some tools. Here, if you want to go even stronger, like here we have a laser bed. I'm not going to turn it on because I don't want to blind myself. Need certain glasses to turn it on. But here you have each one of these little light bulbs is 3 watts, and there's 600 light bulbs in this panel. So we're looking at 1,800 watts. So it's a tremendous amount of power. So you would then take one of these like methylene blue prior to, and then you blast it with light. That penetrates deeply, and that will then support the body to clear off a lot of these different pathogens. And it's just a good way to, if you want to do that as a maintenance once in a while, just to kind of kill things off. It's amazing at that. Or if you have a certain area that's of concern, you can add the ointment, apply that on externally, and it helps that as well. So yeah, this is a new tool that we brought. It's not cheap, but because of its power, it is really, really effective. So these are just some things that's available. Think of this little watch. I think this you can buy that with attachments, for nasal attachments, and that helps to kind of kill off infections and things up here. And you can then get this ointment and you apply that in the nose, and then you get the attachment and then help to kind of kill off pathogens there. So if you get this one with attachments, I think that's like $1,900. So it's a little bit of an investment, but it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. And I think at this point in life, and this point in history, I should say, it's just good to be self-empowered and have these kind of tools around you instead of getting caught in a position you don't want to be in. So if you have any questions, just reach out to us. We'll post a link where you can get this one, and if you have any issues, then just let me know.